Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Klim Karike Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video about the full moon coming up on July 21st. And this is in Capricorn. On the 22nd, we start the month of Shawtee, which will end on August 19th. And this is actually the most holiest month of the year, dedicated to Lord Shiva. So this is when a lot of people do their rituals to show their dedication to Lord Shiva, the higher consciousness. So it's actually very auspicious. So Capricorn is about the government. It's about large corporations, business, professionals. And this full moon is happening in Uttarashada, which is the ladder conquered or the ladder victory. So this will help many in a victory in an aspect of their lives that they were waiting for, but that may be for those who were deceptive, or we may have to battle for righteousness in this nakshatra, but it always wins because this is the elephant tusk. They say that the size of the tusk of an elephant determines if it's going to be the leader of a herd or not. And in this nakshatra is all about the issues that we face in leadership. With Saturn in the second house, and Sun, which is the significator of this nakshatra, in the 7th house, with Venus. This can be in the matters of family, where we may feel distance from them, or in relationships, marriage, or in business. Venus is with its enemy in an enemy sign. It's in Ashlesha. Venus can be difficult in Ashlesha, as it can be someone who's very insecure and turns to cling on to people or places or opportunities out of neediness. We have to learn to let go of what isn't healthy for us. Sometimes these relationships can be poisonous to us, like the venom of a snake that coils itself so tightly around its prey that it kills it. It's important to recognize these unhealthy attachments at this time. This may be a battle for some. Because this can result in fighting, which is what Uttarashada is all about, the elephant tusk is a representation of this. It has to do with aggressive acts and declarations of war. The yoni animal is the mongoose. So the mongoose kills poisonous snakes at will. It is the most aggressive animal within the nakshatras, and this is the only nakshatra without a consort. It is too focused on the career, the destiny, and the battle. As Mars is being aspected by Ketu, by the 9th aspect, we must be cautious of warlike activities in foreign countries. These matters can involve children and the matters of finance. This is ruled by Sun, which is the leaders. Matters of responsibility with the leaders are key issues. This can involve matters of finance, suppressing money or spending it. Some will be more focused on saving. Saturn is in Purva, Bhadrapada, showing us that there is a transformation in the matters of money, possessions, cash flow, and family. This can also be a reduction of sorts, or a way that's ending that you used to make money from. But always remember, a new way always pops up. Doing what is good and what is right is very important to Uttarashada. Tradition is also very important to this nakshatra. This represents the forefathers, the ancestors, just like Magha. So doing what's right for your family will be highlighted during this full moon. The challenge lies is that moon is the 7th house lord, where Venus is in Ashlesha, which is coming to Uttarashada, which is all about tradition, values, and doing what's correct. Ashlesha has the opposite qualities, like deceptiveness, playing mind games, acts of destruction, demonic traits. And this is not everybody. If you have these placements, this is something that you could be going through and you could be a victim of. So I'm not saying that everybody who has this is like that. So moon in this pada are some of the most successful people with large amounts of money in the world. So this is showing us that the elites are using deceptive, diabolical ways. But remember, the mongoose is the only animal that can actually kill the snake. Sun is in Pusha Nakshatra, which is all about healing and rehabilitation. Ashlesha is about psychology and spirituality, and some may find themselves going to experts for these types of methods. that will transform their relationships and family. This can also show leaders using these methods of health to deceive the population or have some type of victory over them. This can also be the secrets coming out about past deceptions about the medical industry. This can mean the matters of childcare, adoption, foster parents, surrogacy, or you may find out that some of these practices have been not acting in dharmic ways. Anger at leaders can come through communication or from secrets that may be revealed to the people or by the people, as Mars is aspecting Mercury in the 8th house. Pushya Nakshatra is all about mothers, cows, agriculture. There could be something underhanded going on which may have to do with the leaders. Venus is in Ashlesha, which is the snake-like activities, as I said. And we have Saturn in the 2nd house in Purva Bhadrapada, which is someone who is two-faced or the dark side of the elite or the entertainment industry. Something is dying off and being transformed. This could have to do with Mars and Taurus causing fires to crops, and Jupiter can expand this. Farmers and the dairy industry, especially those who have ancestral properties or businesses, will be affected. This can also have to do with water, as this is in Cancer, which is a water sign. It's a good time to start something that you would want to see victory upon later on. This also plays into letting go of what you're too attached to that isn't working and planting the seeds of what will. Sun in Pusha is a positive transformation that occur for some in the matters of relationships that make you feel nourished, or that can be financially through inheritance or hard work, or that could be somebody that you feel understands you spiritually or psychologically. With Venus and Ashlesha, though, we have to be careful of being deceived in love. This is the snake, but this is also psychic intuition. So Venus is combust until July 30th. So Venus is enemies with the sun and moon, but is comfortable in the 7th house. So there can be problems that come out in our relationships, in business. Until then, this can also create physical weakness or unhappiness. Sun and Venus are aspected by Rahu. The illusion and deception can come through the media and be portrayed by the leaders acting in ways that are self-serving and sneaky. That can also bring about unexpected things with the earth, like earthquakes or any kind of disasters. Mars being in the 5th house with Jupiter, and then Jupiter is aspecting Ketu, is giving us knowledge of spirituality, and is also good for mantra practice, but it can cause troubles with children. Scorpio is still being aspected by Jupiter, Rahu, and now Mars, creating a lot of problems with water in the world. So that can be floods, droughts, and also storms, earthquakes. Scorpio is the 11th house of this chart. So that signifies also parliament, legislation, the department of the government, ambassadors, the vice presidents of countries, the alliances and groups that countries form, friends of nations, enterprise, followers, public celebrations, organizations, environmental control, alliances, and gains from other countries. So a lot of these things will see ups and downs happening. And also with your friendships and your alliances as well, you can see that. Forest fires are very likely as Mars is in Kritika. Ketu in the 9th can cause a split or aggressive acts in the law, the court system, judges, lawyers, international law, for nations, United Nations, world organizations, ministries, affairs, import and export, religious faiths, travel agencies as well. There can be some frustration while traveling or going to a different location altogether, or you can decide to go to a completely different destination all of a sudden. And there could definitely be some violence and death overseas. This is happening in the 3rd pada, and the emphasis here is accumulation, whether it be knowledge or material possessions. A strong attachment to family, and it's better to work with others during this time as it'll be very beneficial. The professions that this will include are preachers, priests, counselors, astrologers, people going to these for advice, judges, government officials, psychologists, military professionals, so a lot to do with the war, combat sports, fighting, athletes, good for them, especially because Mars is in the 5th house with Jupiter, business executives, the defense industry, authority figures of all types, teachers, bodyguards, security, hunters, construction industry, physicians, politicians, and anything requiring a sense of responsibility. So that's just a little bit about what I see happening with this full moon. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.